Okay, so I'm going to install a Seat Concepts tall comfort seat on my 2022 Yamaha XT250. And the first thing we're doing is taking the seat off from underneath. There's 2 bolts, 7mm, and I'm speeding this up just a little bit to show you how it's just these 2 little bolts, and then off comes the seat. That's what the stock seat looks like. It's pretty narrow, low profile, and it's pretty firm. So you can see it's a little bit dirty. I'm going to clean that up. But first, let me show you what the original staples look like. So this is a very similar setup to the Seat Concepts. It's got staples and then a foam section between the hard plastic seat. Here I'm taking out the staples. I'm using a flathead screwdriver and a needle nose pliers, pretty much per the directions from Seat Concepts. And you can see I'm collecting these little staples as I'm taking it out. But comparing that to what it's going to look like when I put it back together. Okay, here's all the parts. On the left, we got the plastic seat tray. And then the yellow thing is the original foam. The white thing is the Seat Concepts foam. And then there's the Seat Concepts seat cover. And then there's the stock seat cover. So you can see the width of the difference, the stock versus the Seat Concepts. You know, that of course is the top and the sides. You can see on the original one, the top is that narrow part. And you can see the Seat Concepts tall. This is the tall Seat Concepts seat. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's quite a bit taller than the stock. Okay, so the first thing I did here was add in a few staples on the front lip of the foam. And there were 2 staples in the original seat foam. So I think that's where I'm going to start. Okay, I'm going to use this Gorilla spray glue as a part of the directions. And this is what that's going to look like. Here is the seat cover stapled on. I would say it's a pretty crappy job, but I'm thinking I could always redo it and reinforce it. There's that glue I was using, and here are all the staples that kind of popped out. As you're stapling in, it's important to get a lot of force on there and, have a good backing. Otherwise these things will just pop out. So you have to really get a good backing and a lot of force on the stapler, with your palm on the top of the stapler and really pushing down to try to get that to the staplers to take. One thing that's interesting, this is just a regular T50 type of stapler, and these are the staples that I just had, and these are the staples that came with, that I pulled out. and you can see they're all sort of like shorter, and that would never work in my situation. You know, they've obviously got maybe a form that they're using when they staple these things on. Maybe it's a machine, I don't know, robot, but you know, doing it by hand, you know, it's not ideal, but maybe it's good enough. Okay, here's the XT with the new comfort seat. And you can see it's not a perfect install, but not terrible, maybe good enough. Can always redo it. Pretty nice and tight on this side here. You see it's a little wider than stock, and it's taller than stock. Okay, so let's start with a driving impression. So let's give this thing a try. Oh, it's a little bit wider and firmer. It feels a little bit taller. Mirrors look good.